taking time out of your day today to join us on this campus tour online via Zoom of the Johannes Kepler University. Try to get set up here so we're okay. I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to join us. Can everybody hear me okay? Everything's okay? Sound-wise? Okay. Yes. Great. Okay, that works. Good. I'll introduce myself briefly. My name is Nadine, and I am the university's German to English translator. So a lot of things you might have read online on the university's homepage. I do quite a bit of that. Aside from the institutes, they do themselves, but I do a lot of the work here in English at the Johannes Kepler University, Linz. So I see we've got a few more people joining us, and then I'll go ahead and I'll get started with our tour today. So the Johannes Kepler University is located in Linz in Austria. Linz is Austria's third largest city, behind Vienna and behind Graz. We're a fairly young university, established in 1966, so we're not as old as some of the universities in Vienna, Innsbruck, Salzburg, for example, that were founded in the Middle Ages and belong to some of Europe's oldest universities. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as I go along on the tour. So what I'm going to talk about is what we offer at the Johannes Kepler University, a little bit of how the system works. I'll take you on a photo depicted tour of campus and talk about the buildings and where we're at, a little bit of information about accommodations and student housing. And then at the end, I can take any questions that you may have. So I'll just wait one more minute, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get started. So again, I'd like to welcome you to the Johannes Kepler University in Linz, in Austria. Austria located right in the heart of Europe, kind of easy to get to other destinations in Europe, along the main train line as well between Vienna and Salzburg. So it really is very, very easy to get to. Let's see. Doesn't want to work. There we go. So if you come to the Johannes Kepler University, you're going to come to a campus. And I mentioned before that we are a fairly young university, established in 1966. So in this regard, we have an actual campus. And this is where all of the buildings are located. Everything is in one area. As you know, at older universities in Europe, if you were to go to, say, the University of Vienna or the University of Salzburg, it would not be unusual to have a class in one part of the city and then have to get on a bus and go to another part of the city because the buildings are scattered throughout the city. We have everything located north of the city of Linz. We've got one campus area and buildings located around it. This is one of our newer buildings on campus. Right before the pandemic, we had a lot of campus renovations, and I'm going to talk about the renovations that we had done and how we've added to the campus and what you can do, everything you can do and see here where classes are, and I'll get to that in a little bit. First, I'm going to talk a little bit, give you some facts and figures about the university, school versus university studies, what's right for you, the type of degree programs we have. You may have heard about, if you're doing any research on universities in Austria, you might have come across something called University of Applied Sciences. So what's the difference between that and what's the difference between a university? And then I'll talk a little bit, like I said, about the campus and what we offer and provide a little bit of information at the end where you can contact people if you need some academic guidance, information about dorms and that kind of thing. So we've got about 24,000 students enrolled at the Johannes Kepler University. We are growing every year. We've got over 173 different professors, graduate degree programs, and close to 3,900 university employees on campus. So we're a fairly good size university. If you are looking at a university compared to a university of applied sciences, a university such as the Johannes Kepler University is federally funded. There are no tuition fees for students who qualify. That means EU students, Austrian students, EU students. If you're from the European Economic Area, for example, you may not be subject to tuition fees. We have all that information about admission and tuition fees on our homepage, but you wouldn't be subject to those. You would just have to have your general university educational qualifications. In this country, in Austria, it is having a so-called Matura. In Germany, they call it the Abitur. So once you have that exam from school that qualifies you to enroll in a university, that is pretty much what you would need here. If you are from a European Union country, that's pretty much very easy to enroll in the university and start studying here. So we offer a broad range of basic programs at a university. You can customize your schedule till you complete the program. Internships are not necessarily mandatory to complete a program, and you can combine with other degree programs and do autonomous coursework according to your personal interest. You can select electives that go along what you are interested in certain subject areas. University of Applied Sciences are a little bit not stricter. I think the word I want to use is scholastic. A lot of people have more of a feeling that you're in a school type situation. You get your schedule, it's given to you, your courses, and most students do finish their program in the allotted time frame. It's very well organized, I have to say. So I've got a little bit of experience with both of these universities. My daughter went to a university in Salzburg. My son went to a University of Applied Sciences. So it depends on the subject you want to teach and how you can customize, how it works personally for you. My daughter has those organizational skills that let her organize her studies. My son found it a little bit better at the University of Applied Sciences, sort of being told what to do, having a more hands-on focus and sort of people from the business community that came in and taught classes. It was very hands-on and very real world. Universities tend to provide a lot of theory, and also couple that as well. So those are the things that make it a little bit of a difference between the two systems. The University of Applied Sciences does charge tuition, also if you're an Austrian student, and you also have to apply to the university to be accepted to the program, and they don't take as many students per cohort as a university. The university, in many programs, you can simply enroll and then you can start studying. So if you're thinking about what it is you want to do, some of the things I mentioned before, a more scholastic feel to a University of Applied Sciences. There are part-time programs for people who work as well. Part-time programs are a little bit more difficult at the university. You will find most of the programs are full-time, and then you can organize your schedule. Some students naturally do work, but most of the programs are full-time. And those are some of the differences between the two if you're thinking about which one it is you want to apply to. So what we offer at the Johannes Kepler University are diploma degree programs, which we are phasing out. Those actually conclude with a so-called Magister degree program. We had to conform to the Bologna Agreement and offer bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degree programs so that we are more conformed with Europe and what is offered in other countries. So the diploma degree programs, you're not going to find so many of those. Those tend to be 8 or 9 semester programs and end with a magister degree, and we are slowly phasing those out. So we have bachelor's degree programs, master's degree programs, and doctorate degree programs. Now, when you're studying in Austria, Not every university will have the major that you're looking for. What you want to study depends on where you're going to go. So we only have 4 different majors at our university. We don't offer everything. If you, for example, wanted to study, I don't know, journalism, you wouldn't be able to do that here. You would have to go to the University of Vienna. You would have to go to the University of Salzburg, for example. They have a journalism program. So again, what you want to study, what depends on what we have here at the university. So our subject areas are engineering, social sciences, computer science, medicine, natural sciences, education, law, and business and economics. And those are the degree programs we offer. We have bachelor's degrees, we have 2 diploma degree programs, master's and doctorate degree programs. Now, some of these programs have what they call an admission procedure, and I'll talk about that in a second. And a lot of these programs do not have an admissions procedure. And what that means is if you qualify to enroll at the university, you can simply enroll in that major, in that subject that you're interested in, and begin the program. Some programs want to select their students beforehand. So you will have to apply, you'll be subject to an admissions procedure, and then you will be admitted to that program. I'll tell you which ones those are in a second. I want to mention some of the new degree programs that we have here. We have in engineering and natural sciences, law, medicine, social sciences, economics, and business, and the JKU Business School. So I'm going to assume, since you're part of my tour today, that you're more interested in the English language degree programs, and I'll talk about those in a little bit. We have the bachelor's and master's degree program in artificial intelligence that started a few years ago. That program is offered entirely in English. We have mechanical engineering, fundamentals of natural sciences for technology is a fairly new program that we offer. We also offer a bachelor's degree program in law and a bachelor's degree program in medical engineering. The bachelor's degree program for international business administration is also fairly new. That is offered entirely in English. And business and economics was recently revised to the curriculum. Cultural studies, statistics and data science, psychology, and the JKU Business School offers business programs in English as well, mostly master's degree programs. So a lot of the courses that we have, or the majors that we have, will offer some classes in English, but not entirely. And then, like I said, we have the English language degree programs. Now, you're going to notice on this list that we have more master's degree programs than we do bachelor's degree programs. So I mentioned artificial intelligence, biological chemistry is offered entirely in English here, chemistry and chemical technology, and international business administration. And these other degree programs you see listed here, they are also offered entirely in English. So again, it depends on what it is you want to study. That will bring you to the Johannes Kepler University, one of these majors that you'd be interested in. We have the Leading Innovative Organizations program, which gives students an MBA in just 2 semesters. It is a fast-track MBA program. It's a lot of work and very busy, but it's an option that we have at the university, along with the other master's degree programs that we offer in business, economics, and management, and other areas in this field as well. I spoke about this admissions procedure. The information as to whether or not a degree program has an admissions procedure is available on the homepage. It will tell you if it's subject to an admissions procedure, then you can click on a different page that will tell you exactly what the procedure is. Now, if your program that you're interested in has no admissions procedure, you're going to first get on the website to register to enroll. And I am just noticing I've got the wrong dates on my presentation. So scratch that. It's going to be May 2024. is when you want to start registering to enroll. And what you're going to do is just sign up. It doesn't mean that you're actually enrolling at the university. You've got to register to enroll. That means you provide your information. You're going to get a confirmation number. And then you've got to answer some questions and submit some documents. Then you come during the general admission period, which is always the beginning of July to the beginning of September. And you're going to finish the enrollment procedure in person. They will check your documents, verify anything they need to verify, and you will get your student ID card, and then you will be officially enrolled at the university into your major. And the winter semester will begin on October 1st. For the summer semester, if you wanted to study, you would have to register to enroll by December of 2023. That date applies in this case. And the general admission period is between January, February, and the summer semester starts on March 1st. So if you need to, if you are interested in a program that has an admissions procedure, that's going to be medicine, the International Business Administration program, teacher education studies, and law, then you would need to check the information here on this website as to exactly what these, what the program organizers want you to submit. It is often an application with documents. The International Business Administration program, for example, they would like you to submit a video as well. And all of that information is available on our homepage. So I've got a question here. So the registration dates for EU and non-EU students can vary. I would actually, so in that sense, we have that in detailed information on the homepage, which is admissions qualifications for international students. If you are coming from a non-EU country, it does take longer to process your application. You need to apply to the university and submit the requested documents, and that will be reviewed before for eligibility to enroll at the university. So make sure you check those dates if you're coming from a non-EU, what we call a third country, for admission to the university. There we go. So at the Johannes Kepler University, we like to say we've got a lot of international students here on campus. We support international exchange programs. Our international office coordinates a lot of international exchange programs where we have students from partner universities coming to our university, and we send a lot of our students out to partner universities. So we have two different distinctions with international students. One is the exchange students. That means you're coming to the Johannes Kepler University as part of an exchange program. You come from your home university, you spend time here, you take classes, and you transfer that credit to your studies at your home university. Other international students, we call them degree-seeking students. That means you are enrolled here for the entire duration to actually earn your degree at the university. And you can find information during that. If you are a degree-seeking student and you're interested in studying abroad, that of course is an option as well. And I would suggest getting in touch with the international office to find out where it is you can go and what you can do, because studying abroad should definitely be a part of an academic degree program. Like I said, we have about 200 partner universities in 50 countries around the world. We've got about 300 exchange students coming to the JKU every year to spend either a semester or an academic year here. And we send about 300 students abroad to our partner universities. And our students are eligible for financial aid, and they get assistance in that manner when they are heading abroad. At any given time, you can find about 110 nationalities at the JKU on campus. And you can also find students who are taking part in all of the English language degree programs that we offer, either as exchange students taking classes for credit transfer or degree-seeking students. So if you are looking to enroll as a degree-seeking student, meaning you want to earn your degree here, I would highly suggest contacting the International Welcome Center. The International Welcome Center is fairly new on campus, and they're going to be your initial point of contact. If you have questions about your university entrance qualifications, they're our initial point of contact for international employees. They have information about residence permits, insurance, living in Linz, etc. And so as you can see, I've got their email address located right here and their phone number. And feel free to contact them if you are in Linz, if you are on campus. Please feel free to stop by their office. You can ask them any questions you're not sure about. This office is here for you, for international students, for any questions, and you can always contact them at any time. I'm going to talk about our campus for a little bit. I mentioned before that we had a lot of campus enhancements recently. We underwent a lot of construction, built a lot of new buildings, and we really have enlarged the campus, especially since its original foundations in 1966. So we have buildings that range from being 400 years old. We have the original building on campus, which is about 400 years old. It's our administrative building. And we have buildings that are brand new. So I'm going to start off again. Like I said, 1966, we're a fairly young university in Linz. We've got about 28 buildings on campus. We have some external locations in the city, but those are slowly being brought all back to campus. So we're trying to house and bring back everything we had off campus back on to campus. So this is an overview of our university. As you can see, we go from one end to the next here. Now, the city, as I mentioned before, is located north of the city of Linz. If you were to take the tram from the city center of Linz to the university, it would probably take you about 15, 20 minutes, really no more. And the tram stop is located right here. And it runs fairly continually every 7 minutes or so, 3, 4 minutes, 7 minutes on the weekends. So you have a fairly continual connection out to the university at any time. So if you come here to the university and you come out you exit the tram stop, you will just walk across the street to campus, and you will come to that first building I showed you in the slide. We're going to revisit it again. You'll come to our Kepler Hall, which is our Welcome Center information desk. And then you'll see the buildings from the rest of the campus here. This building here is the oldest building we have on campus, and the Science Park is our fairly new addition on campus here. So instead of looking at the image, we'll start off a bit. We're going to start right in the center, right in the heart of campus. And it actually is one of the most popular spots on campus because this is the university mensa. This is our cafeteria. And the cafeteria feeds about, they serve up about 2,000, 2,500 meals a day. You can use your student card to get a discount on some of the meals. And students that are a bit more socially disadvantaged, they can also sign up for a program that helps subsidize those meals. And if you're interested in that, the Austrian Student Union is where you would go to have them verify your paperwork and be assisted financially with meal subsidization and things like that. So we have two sections. We have one section that offers like a scheduled meal every day, and another side where you can call the choice market, where you can put together your own options of food. So the university cafeteria, it's usually pretty busy during the week, especially during lunchtime. You'll often see a lot of faculty members, professors, assistants at the cafeteria, along with students as well. You can use the cafeteria facilities to study in the morning and a little bit later in the afternoon. But usually when it's lunchtime, they like to say, put all your books and laptops away, and during lunchtime, and then afterwards, you can use the space to do group work or study in this area. So if we walk down, here's the to the cafeteria right here. If we walk down a little bit further on campus, you're going to see our library. So this is the university library, the main campus library. And it's kind of has two sections. This building underneath here, this is the older section. This building was built in the mid-80s. And then we added a new addition in 2019, 2020. We added the Learning Center. So the Learning Center, you can access it inside or you can come up this staircase. And this is an additional space that we have that gives students a place where they can come to study, find the resources and reference materials, if you're looking for a paper or for a project or for your thesis, and you can just really work in this space up here. Excuse me. And downstairs, we have all of our books, periodicals, journals, everything you'll need to find if you're looking to write a paper or do something along those lines. So that was my springtime version. I put a little reality check for winter. For some of you who may not be used to winter temperatures, it does snow here in Linz. It will snow probably beginning around January, February. It can snow up in March. So we do get some cooler temperatures. This is a little bit of a winter perspective of our library and our learning center from a winter sort of view. If we come up into the Learning Center, you're going to see we've got these really nice tables and spaces that you can sit and work. We've got plugs and connections for laptops. We have group rooms. If you need to study in a group or you need it to be quiet, there are rooms available where you can sort of section yourself off from other people, so you're not disturbing other people or you're not being disturbed. And it really is a nice place to come up between classes. This is the indoor area in here. It gives you a really nice view of campus as well from the outside. And there's an outdoor area here. We've got an outdoor space when the weather's nice that people can use as well. If you go towards the end, there's some comfy bean bags and chairs and places to just hang out and kind of meet up with friends or do some work together if you need to study for a class or get some work done. And like I said, you get a really nice view from campus from here. We can see the TN Tower. We're going to head over there in a little bit. You can see the pond here, the Kepler Hall. So the building is located really right in the center of campus. So moving down from the library, we're going to come down here. We're going to come to one of the original buildings on campus. This building we call the Kepler Gebäude building. And there's always a lot going on in this building. We've got the student union representative offices in here. We have the chat cafe. We have study fairs and study abroad fairs, job fairs, career fairs. All of this takes place in this building here. This building is also home to a number of lecture halls, including HS1, which is our largest lecture hall that seats about 400 to 500 students at any given time. That's located in this building here. And there are also departments for social sciences, psychology, social economics. Those departments and institutes are located on the higher floors up here. So if you walk through the building, you'll always see something going on. It's a very busy building during the semester and one of the original buildings on campus. So dating from 1966, but it's undergone a lot of upgrade and renovation as well. So I've got there's my winter view of on our tour. So this is what it would look like a little bit in the winter months. And you just walk down along here and we've got our other buildings on campus and the Kepler Gebäude building extends all along this side here. If you come to the university, a lot of the classrooms and the buildings, they're very different, but many have been remodeled and renovated, and this is fairly typical of the kind of classroom you would see or you would sit in for a lecture on campus. So a lot of them now are stadium style seating. We've got the boards, we've got the projector up here and the podium. Some of the older classrooms are smaller and still level seating. So it depends on which building you're in and where, but we've got a lot of our classrooms that basically look like this. This is fairly typical and common on campus. So we're going to walk down now to our law school building. Law is a very popular degree program among the Austrian students, not so much among the international students. Got the sun right behind me, don't I? Try to move. Law is very popular with Austrian students. We don't have a lot of degree programs offered in English. They may have a class or two that they offer in English, but the law degree program mostly focuses on Austrian law, EU law, some international law. So if you're interested in that field, you're going to have to check and see language requirements for that degree program. So we're going to come down to the middle of campus in what we call the bank building. And if you're coming onto campus for the first time, this is where you're going to go to the admissions office. So right here in the middle, we've got an empty space. Here, we call this the bank building because we've got a bank located right under here. If you need directions on how to get to this part of the campus, you can get them at the information desk at the Kepler Hall. They can give you a little map of campus and they can tell you how to get here. You walk around the corner, you come in through these doors here, you go upstairs, and this area here is our admissions office. And this is where you're going to go to complete your enrollment procedure, get your JKU card, which is your student ID card, and finish the entire process in this area. So this is fairly important. This is the international office is located in this building and admissions. If we walk down further on campus, we're going to come to what we call the Hochschulfond building. And this also houses departments, institutes for business, for psychology, and the Office of Student Psychological Counseling is also available in this building. If you find yourself struggling a little bit with your studies or some personal issues, we have an office for student a psychological counseling office for students, and they more than welcome students to stop by, make appointments, and you can talk to somebody about any of the issues that you're having. So we're going to come to one of the landmark buildings on campus. This is what we call the TN Tower, and it's Technology, Engineering, and Natural Sciences. We have a lot of labs located in this building. We have a lot of classrooms. If you're doing chemistry, you're going to be doing a lot of your lab courses in this building here. Now, this building is about 13 stories tall. So it's, like I said, you can kind of see it from afar. When you're in Linz, it's become sort of a landmark building. We've got that old 70s concrete style to the building. We recently renovated the building, got new windows, and inside redid the outside. And there was a discussion on whether or not to upgrade the outside, get rid of these, concrete looking features on the outside. And then in the end, the university decided no, they'll leave it as it is because it really is a testament to its time, a witness of the era of which it was built on this campus. And a lot of the buildings reflect that. So some are very modern, some we've got these older concrete mid-70s style buildings. And so you can see that when you come on campus, the buildings all have a bit of a different style to it. You can tell sort of what was built when, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and just recently. One addition we did add in 2020 is this steel construction up here, this platform. We call this the Somnium platform. Now, if you were to go into the building, you could take the elevator up to the 13th floor. You'll come out in this section here. You can walk out and you will come out to the viewing platform. And it really is a special feature on campus. It gives you a bird's eye view of the city. It gives you a bird's eye view of the university. It's a really nice place to kind of hang out and chill on a nice sunny day. We also have a seminar room up here, an event room. We can hold events. We have stairs with the platform. We can hold small concerts and other little events like that. So if you were to come out and walk out onto the Somnium, it would look like this. You'd come up along here and along the side. And like I said, it really does give you a beautiful view of the city and the entire campus, the area around there. This is a little platform, some stairs. So it's a nice place to come and just get a whole idea about what's going on here at the university. Oh, and the name, almost forgot. So I mentioned we call it the Somnium, Somnium, the Somnium. And as you know, the Johannes Kepler University is named after astronomer Johannes Kepler. He lived and worked in the city of Linz. And he is also credited, among many other things, which I'm sure you know, he's also credited with writing what they say is the first science fiction novel. And he wrote about what he thought it might be like to venture to space, to the stars, to the planets, what it might sound like, what it might be like. So in essentially really a science fiction novel. And the title of that novel is Somnium. So that is the name of our platform up here. If we walk down from the TN Tower, we're going to come to this building on campus. This building opened in 2019. We call it the Open Innovation Center. The Open Innovation Center is a fairly new concept on campus where we have actual businesses on campus. They rent spaces, technological companies, production companies, startup companies. They can rent space in this building to work, and they work alongside some of our professors in plastics recycling, robo-psychology. So it's sort of a merging of academia and real-world companies and institutes. It's an open concept building, no walls inside. It's supposed to facilitate communication, working together, collaboration, and that's the whole idea behind the OIC, which is what we call it, the Open Innovation Center. We also have another addition on campus that's proven to be very popular. We have a Spar supermarket right here underneath the OIC. And this is another dining option on campus. They have sandwiches to go. You can grab drinks, you can grab smoothies, salads, anything else. Groceries too, very quickly before you head home. And it's always busy. So it's proven to be a very... So if we go into the OIC building, you're going to see what I mean by the open space. And you've got it could be a different company working here with a different department working here, and you're side by side and really in this open area. The idea is to bring ideas together with other companies, institutes, people, talk, get to know each other. And this is the building we have for that on campus. We also have a pilot factory on campus. This is where a lot of our industrial departments and institutes will work together with companies. You can see these companies listed on the wall here. They will work with these companies to work on new methods, production processes, teach students production processes, and this is all done hands-on right here at the LIT factory. If we come over to this side of campus, you're going to see a building that opened in 1990. This is the so-called Management Center. The Management Center is home to social sciences, business, and economics. So this is where you're going to find business subject areas like finance, marketing, business languages. We offer different options for English, Spanish, French, Russian, Czech. That's at the Institute for Business Languages located down here. And if you're studying the International Business Administration program, you're going to have most of your classes in this building right here. I also want to point out on this picture, this giant building back here. So this building back here, this is a student dormitory, and this is called the Julius Robheim. And this is actually where many of our students, especially international students, live when they're studying at the Johannes Kepler University. It is a very large dorm, but it offers a lot of opportunity to get to know other students. It offers a lot of other facilities close by as well, some tennis courts, a lake is nearby over here. And there are various options for single rooms, double rooms, a small apartment for married couples. And that, it looks like it's a little bit far from campus, but it's really not. It's probably about a 10-minute walk just through here, past this school, and right onto campus. But we're back at the Kepler Hall. I had this picture at the beginning of my presentation, and the Kepler Hall is a brand new building that we opened in 2021 on campus. It has the information desk located here. It's also a space that we can host receptions for symposium, conferences. It's a space that we can use for on-campus events. We can use the outside space as well. We usually have a farmer's market here. We've had food trucks on campus. We have a lot of different events that take place in the outdoor area. When the university president at the time was doing a survey asking students about what they'd like to see on campus to sort of make it more fun, more recreational, the students submitted a whole lot of interesting ideas, but the university president did take some to heart, and they are on campus. And if you look back here, you'll see these two yellow nets. These are two beach volleyball courts. We have two beach volleyball courts right here on campus. You can sign up through the University Sports Institute. They offer a number of exercise classes and options, everything from dancing to juggling to Pilates to aerobics. You can check online at the University Sports Institute, climbing, dancing, and there's a lot of recreational activities you can sign up for as a student at the university. And you can sign up to use the beach volleyball courts on campus. We also have a small football pitch, a soccer pitch on campus as well. You can sign up to use that. And so that's just some of the things on campus. We have an area along the pond, along the lake, with some wooden lounge chairs, a little sandy area. And it's a kind of nice place too in the summer when the warmer months to relax on campus. So if you come into the Kepler Hall building, you can see we've got our information desk here. You're more than welcome to come and get a campus map, ask questions, and find out where it is you need to go. As you can see, this space gives us an area where we can hold meetings, where we can hold receptions, and things like that. If you come down into the Kepler Hall, we have a ball court here for ball sports, basketball, handball, and a lot of things that we offer. And if you go down one more level, we have an entire gym located here. So you can sign up to use the gym. There's a special student discount rate. And we've also got, in addition to the equipment, we've got exercise rooms. We've got a sauna is available down here as well. And it's not a bad option between classes. If you have a little bit of time, come work out, change, shower, and go back to your next class. So that's an option on campus as well. If we come up here, we have another new addition to our campus, and this is another dining option that we have. This is the Teichwerk. The Teichwerk is on our pond. We call this the pond. And this is an original feature of campus from the mid-60s. And we have put a venue here called the Teichwerk. And the Teichwerk is a really cool cafe that we have on campus. They have meal options drinks. It's kind of got a cool, jazzy vibe. If the weather's nice, they open up the area out here. You can sit up here, you can sit down here. And it's really a nice way to spend a little bit of time, have a cup of coffee in between classes, and enjoy the atmosphere. In our winter picture, as you can see, the pond can freeze over if the temperatures are cold enough. So it gives you this perspective. Nobody's outside anymore. They close off this section, but the indoor section is open for dinner and for lunch. And it's really kind of a nice place to hang out on the weekends as well. You can see our library back here with the Learning Center and the Kepler Gebäude building along this section here. So with our pond comes our duckies. And at any given time, you're going to see our duckies on campus. Our ducks, you'll see little chicks in the little ducklings in the springtime and in the fall. And we like to say on campus that it doesn't matter how much of a hurry you're in. If you're trying to get from point A to point B, our ducks on campus have the right of way. So we're going to move over to the other side of campus, and we're going to come to a new addition called the Science Park. The Science Park is home to computer science, artificial intelligence, robotics, industrial mathematics. We also have some university administrative offices located here. So our human resource department, university communications. I'm up in this building here right now with the sun in behind my back. It's also home to a lot of our labs and institutes that work together with companies in Linz. Now, the Science Park consists of 5 buildings that the architects say they have created to be a hand. So it's like this, and the hand points towards the city center. So we have 5 Science Park buildings in this area here. And if you look at it from behind, you can kind of get the idea of what they mean by the fingers pointing towards the city center. Some of our students and some of our employees may need access to childcare, which is something we have available at the Johannes Kepler University. We have all of this information also available on our homepage. Students who need flexible childcare services, if they attend class or if they're working, can find services here where you can look after. The price is very inexpensive, and they are, like I said, they're flexible to your schedule. You don't have to be at a certain time. So that's an option that we offer as well for students and employees. So we're going to come to the OG of campus. This is our original building here. This building dates back 400 years ago. It is the original building on the site, which once belonged to a noble family in Linz called the Starnberg family. They had, the buildings had a very colorful, long, colorful past with being a home for a noble family. In World War I, this building served as a hospital for sick and wounded soldiers in this section right here. And in World War II, Linz, after the war, was divided into 2 sections in which the Americans occupied one section of the city and the Russians occupied this section of the city here. And they made this building their headquarters during that time period. They did a lot of damage to the building. The building is under memorial protection, and you cannot even put a nail in the wall without getting permission. This building is now home to our university president. Our vice rectors are in this building, quality management, operations management. You'll find all of them in this building here. So they've changed this whole courtyard. This used to be a really nice green space. And they've changed it to look like this because we added another feature on the other side. And what we've added is this building right here. This is brand new. This is our Circus of Knowledge. The Johannes Kepler University feels it's very important to provide outreach programs to the community, to the public, and especially to schools and school children. We have a department for school outreach programs. They go to schools, for example, and let students know what they can study here. They also talk about the programs. We offer campus tours for schools and school children, and the Circus of Knowledge is a place where we offer performances and information events for school students. So if you were to go inside to the building here through these doors, we have a theater. And what we do here is we put on science-based performances. So we do a lot of things in a fun way, but it will always have an educational or scientific background to what we do. And we have an entire program of events. You can look at that on the homepage under the Circus of Knowledge, and you'll see the kinds of things that we have going on. We have a program, for example, for kids about stopping hate on the internet. We have a program for kids on the legal repercussions of social media. So those are the kinds of things, age appropriate, and to get them interested in the university. And we want to really outreach to the community to come to the university and what it is we do here. So if you're interested in coming to the university, you'll probably want to know where you can live. We have several dormitories located in close proximity around campus. I really recommend contacting them early. They fill up very quickly. There is a lot of room on campus, but then again, we do have a lot of students on campus. And I would really recommend contacting many of these dorms early in order to get a spot. These are some of the dorms. Now we have all of this information listed on our homepage. We have the prices and what's available in terms of single occupancy rooms, double occupancy rooms, small apartments for married couples. And this would be, for example, in one of the dorms, what a typical dorm room would look like from this dorm here, or this dorm here, which is close to campus, or these as well. So if you've never been to Linz before, as I mentioned before, we are Austria's third largest city with a little over 200,000 people. We are located right along the Danube River. The Danube runs right in between the city, so to say, so it's divided into two sections. And you can see the Danube River runs right about here. We call this section of the city of Linz, and we call this section Linz Urfahr. And the university is located back here in Linz Urfahr. So you would take the tram from the city center, come across the bridge, it'll wind its way through this section, and the end stop is where the university is located. So you've got a lot of about 200, a little over 200,000 people living in the city of Linz, many, many more in the surrounding countryside up here, many people who commute to the city on a daily basis for work and then commute back to their homes outside of the city. In Linz at any given time, concerts, theater performances, festivals, a lot of restaurants, bars. There's a whole lot of things going on at any time. Linz is home to one of the largest steel factories in Europe. It's a large employer in the city. You can take a tour of the steel factory. It's called the Voestalpine. You can take a tour. They have a museum and a whole section set up as well. If you want to get out of the city, you're not far from mountain areas, lakes, skiing, hiking. You really can take buses, trains. They are very convenient, not that expensive. They connect you fairly regularly to these outside areas. There's a lot to do outside of the city of Linz. The city of Salzburg is about an hour and 10 minutes away. The city of Vienna is about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes away from Linz. So really you can get to anywhere you want to go from here. So if you're looking to study at Linz and you want a little bit more academic advising, I would encourage you to contact the Student Information Academic Advising Services. We've got their information here located on the homepage. You can contact them by email or call, or the admissions office. The Office of Examinations and Recognition Services, if you have studied somewhere else and you want to know if you can transfer those credits to count toward the degree program you want to do here, you would need to contact this office. They have to review the classes that you've taken to see if that you can transfer them to count towards your program here. And as I mentioned before, the International Welcome Center on campus for any questions you may have. If you're interested, we offer a program for school students called Study for a Day. You can study, you can accompany a student on campus, sit in on lectures, talk with other students. And for school students, we have a program for gifted students on campus. And all that information is available here for schools on our homepage. We have a program in November where we have school students coming on campus to learn more about engineering, polymer engineering, biological chemistry, all age appropriate in a special lab that we have for school students called the Cool Lab. And that gives them an opportunity to conduct experiments and do things like that. And that'll be taking place here on campus on all of our Saturdays in November. So you can follow us. We're on all the social media channels. You can always keep up to date with what's happening on campus, if we have any information, what our researchers are doing, what our students are doing. We post all of that on our social media channels, so I encourage you to go ahead and join and be a part of what's going on here. So if anybody has any questions about anything, I would love to answer any questions you might have if you've submitted an application and you're waiting for notification, but I can't really answer those questions. It does take a little while at the admissions office, so just be patient and wait if you're waiting for information. But if you have any questions about the university, the campus.
I would like to ask, what is supplementary examination? Because I read on a supplementary examination.
So if you have a supplementary examination is if you are accepted to a degree program and it's on the condition that you have to complete certain credits. This applies mostly to master's degree programs. So say you have a certain master's degree program you're interested in, and the information on the homepage says you need to take a supplementary examination. They are just making sure that you're up to the same level of information that you need to be in that program. So you will be required, you'll be notified. You'll be notified in according to your qualifications if you will have to take an extra examination to be in the program or not. Some of the programs let you do it while you're in the program. So they'll tell you, okay, you can start the program and you have this and this much time, I don't know, you have within 1 semester or 2 semesters to take the supplementary examination.
And is it needed also for bachelor programs?
No, it doesn't apply to it usually doesn't apply to bachelor's programs, but what you will find for bachelor's programs is that we have something called STEOP requirements, STEOP. Now, what that is certain courses that you have to successfully pass before you can continue on. And again, the information is on the website. You'll see it called Studies Introduction and Orientation Phase. And you have to pass these classes in the bachelor's degree program in the beginning before you can continue on. And the purpose of these classes, I think some students might enroll in a program and not quite be sure what the program is about, or if they're gonna, so say for example, you have biological chemistry, but you're not really sure and you're trying to, these courses are an opportunity for students to really, am I cut out for this program? Do I really want to graduate in this program? And you have to pass these required courses before you can continue on into the program. And those are these stay-up courses.
And also I wanted to ask if my Matura like my final exam is after the register to enroll? Like,
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It's okay. Register to enroll, because what you're going to get is a confirmation number. You just want that confirmation number. Once you've passed your school leaving examination, then you can finish the enrollment process. You can enroll to register before you've graduated high school.
And the beginning of May meant like I can register to enroll after beginning of May or
Right.
until beginning of May?
Correct. So after May, we'll have the information. There'll be a big banner on the website that will say enroll now, and that will be at the beginning of May.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So if nobody has any more questions, I'm going to thank you once again for taking time out of your day to join us here and join me for a tour of our campus. I encourage you to check out the website. If you have any questions, contact the International Welcome Center or the admissions office. And you guys have a really, really good rest of your day. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye.